And we're televised.
So it works. Not yet, we aren't. We're about to be. We'll call this July 24th Brown County Commission order. Commissioner Hans, would you lead us to the pledge, please?
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everyone. First item on our agenda, we have the joint Aberdeen City and County first readings of the LA rezone, and is it Hauge and Tollefson rezone?
Yes.
We'll let the city go first if you want to present.
We would call the city council to order for our meeting of Tuesday, July 24th. Carl, roll call, please.
Councilmember Bunceness. Johnson.
Here.
Lunsman. Here. Olson.
Here.
Remley.
Here.
Ornane.
Here.
Rux.
Here.
Slade Hansen. Mayor Leeson. Got a quorum.
Here we do have a quorum. So our first item before us is first reading and possible first reading of ordinance 180702. Brett?
And this is 478 for the county. This is located at 13687 387th Avenue. Petitioner is requesting to rezone from ag to mini-ag in order to bring the parcel into a district that is consistent with its size and use and to allow for future residential development. The property is in the process of being platted. Staff and Planning Commission recommend approval.
Move. Second.
Moved by Johnson, seconded by Rux. Is there any discussion?
That wasn't never platted before?
Roll call for us, Carl?
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Lunsman.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Remley. Aye. Ronayne.
Aye.
Rux.
Aye.
Motion carries.
You want to go to the next one right away, or should we do them?
However you want to do it.
You want to do the other one right away, and then we'll come back.
The next item before us is possible first reading of ordinance 180703.
And this is 479 for the county. This property is located at 1402 and 1412 24th Avenue Northwest. It's about 3/4 mile west of the fairgrounds. The petition is requesting to rezone from highway commercial district to medium density in order to bring the parcels into a district again that's consistent with their size and use to allow for a residential addition on lot 1. Staff and Planning Commission recommend approval.
Second.
Johnson, seconded by Johnson. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call for us. Carl.
Councilmember Rux.
Aye.
Ronayne.
Aye.
Remley. Aye. Olson.
Aye.
Lunsman. Aye. Johnson.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, before the county, we have the first reading of ordinance 478, which is the Elliott rezone. I would entertain a motion to authorize the rezone.
Second.
Moved by Fishback, second by Hanson, to authorize the Elliott rezone. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Second item, we have the ordinance 479, the Hauge Tollefson rezone.
Move. Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Kipley, to authorize the Hauge Tollefson rezone. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
You can entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Rux, seconded by Remley. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day.
Have a good week, everyone.
He was piling here. Yeah, or there. They're all together. It won't take long.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Good to see you. Tom
too.
and Rachel downstairs.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust us to not lose them. For good reason,
Probably a good reason for me.
Well, you have a couple that goes
Next item on our agenda, we will have the second reading of ordinance 120, RAP rezone, 121, Hefty Seed rezone, and 122, the Wolf rezone. Possible adoption.
I'll move approval of ordinance 120.
Second. Moved by Sutton, second by Fishback to approve ordinance 120, the RAP rezone. All in favor?
Aye. This will be reflected as roll call.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Ordinance 121.
Hefty, I would move that one. Hefty seed.
Second.
Moved by Kipling, second by Sutton, to approve the Hefty Seed Rezone. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Again, roll call.
Okay. And we have the 122. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll move it. Second.
Moved by Hanson, second by Kipling, to authorize the wolf-free zone. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Roll call.
Should I just say that when I'm done with these, or do I?
And these are all, well, you do this.
We have a few minutes before we get to the next item. Max, you want to just take care of a couple of things?
The minutes from July 17 general.
Move it.
Okay.
Moved by Fishback, second by Kipling, to approve the July 19th minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
July 17.
July 17th?
Yeah,
Okay.
17. Okay, claims and payroll.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Hanson, to approve claims and payroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
HR
carries.
report. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Oh, move. Whatever. I will take the motion. I've got Kipling hands.
Moved by Kipling, second by Hanson, to approve the HR report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Plats, there's McIntyre and Rolling Meadows second.
Second.
Moved by Fishback, second by Sutton, to approve the plats. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Sheriff report.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Hanson, to approve the sheriff's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Abatement. Move.
Second. Moved by Hanson, second by Fishback, to approve the abatement. I think that was due to a fire. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Claim assignment. Move.
Second.
Moved by Kipling, second by Sutton, to authorize the claim assignment. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Fair contracts.
Move
Second.
Moved by Fishback, second by Sutton, to approve the fair contracts. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
There are leases, there are two of them. Watertown Human Services and Frank's. Move.
Moved by Kipling, second by Fishback, to approve the leases for the Richmond camp. Was that what they were?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Then, Dick Fishback stopped, and that quiet title action letter he had before, he stopped in and presented a different one on a different legal. Now, one thing about this one, is it in the packet? It's in the packet. This lot is, okay, which one is this? This is,
Kind of on the hill.
okay, this covers the south half of lot 4. Now, the north half of lot 4 will be going for tax deed, let me see, probably in a year and a half. Is it a big lot? I mean, how many? It's an empty lot. But I mean, you could put a house on the half. You don't need both? Or do you? Well, the same owner has both.
Has the home on, this is just for the house and stuff.
This is the house, the next will be if it just... That needs to be gone. Okay. Okay. So, just info about the... good to know. The north half.
Are you thinking that if we were somehow to wait, it would be worth more putting them together?
I don't
Or
know.
you're just informational?
Just information.
Okay.
How does it, one become delinquent and the other one not? That property owner has the same?
Because the empty lot probably had cheaper
She kept
taxes,
paying
they
on
paid
it for a
that.
while longer than
Did
the
they?
house.
Okay, I was
It was
curious.
probably like $10 for the lot and $500 for the
They
house.
kept the lot up and not the house,
Yeah.
because it was too. I was just curious to why that would be if it's the same owner.
Yeah.
Nor if they don't pay anything, so.
Remind me of the process again we passed.
Wheat's not as good in the South 80.
No, you just authorize Vic to do quiet title action. I move it.
Second. Moved by Hanson, second by Sutton, to authorize the quiet title action from Attorney Fishback. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain. Opposed? Motion carries.
And rest will be ayes in the roll call.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I have.
That was perfect timing, we're right on schedule.
Yeah.
Next item on our agenda, we have Fair Manager Derek Ritchie.
Morning.
Morning, Derek.
I feel like sometimes you should just like tap dances with me. But I don't have any rhythm, so.
You did come in with a bunch of papers, so I don't know.
It's all good news, you know?
You don't have
There's nothing to study, right? I wanted to talk to you guys about a special event. We started talking about an event last year where we were thinking of doing some sampling and tasting, but we didn't have a strong enough way to control some of those things. So we reached out to the Ramkota, who's a pretty good sized sponsor of ours, and John is now the assistant general manager over at the Ramkota. Comes from a significant background at the American and a few others, so he's got a pretty good hospitality background underneath him. Ramkota is going to be offering to run the event for us completely this first year, and because we don't know what to anticipate for numbers or food consumption, they've actually even graciously agreed to provide food too as well, little appetizers, not like full-size meals or stuff like that, but some appetizers to also mitigate some of the concerns of folks as they were sampling, having some food in their system too as well to drop that. So we wanted to talk to you guys about that today and to ask for your blessing to move forward. What we're thinking of is an event between 200 and 250 people. It's going to be in the corporate tent area that we developed last year, which is to the right of the grandstand. We currently started that last year with 2 groups. We now have 6 groups this year. If approved, this would be the 7th, which means that corporate tent would be full for every single event with the exception of Sunday. It is going to be a sampling event, not a sales event. Last year we were thinking of selling 2 tickets. We're not doing that. We're thinking of an admission ticket with some sampling. And so I will turn it over to you for any questions you may have.
It will be on Wednesday,
It would be on Wednesday.
prior to the concert.
Prior to the concert, 5 to 7, yeah.
And they'll be serving
There'll be one
hors
hors
d'oeuvres
and hors d'oeuvres, and I'll defer to John.
what kind of, are they gonna do alcohol of all kinds then? Is that what it'll be?
What we're planning on doing is kind of what we've done at the hotel, just on a grander scale. We have 2 very experienced chefs that we want to make sure that people understand that we do more than just make meals at Minerva's in the banquet facility. Mike and Dan do a fabulous job outside of that for their cater-outs. We want to exploit them. Not sure what they're going to do yet because Mike and Dan are pretty good about doing stuff on the fly. Some burgers or some beef tips, things like that they can do on the open grill to give them a little bit more notoriety and more visibility is basically what we want to do there. The tastings that we've had at the hotel have been very successful. We've done anything from wine to liquor to scotch to, we've done a number of events and they've done very, very well. We would have all of the workers from the hotel with the 1-ounce samples, and we would control that and make sure that everything is under control.
To answer your question further, though, it would be, we're anticipating wine and either whiskey or scotch is the initial. It's not going to be a full bar. There won't be like rums and vodkas and stuff like that.
No.
There may be different versions of whiskey or different versions of, scotch, but not a full bar.
How does that affect our liability insurance? Is that something they gotta carry their insurance over to ours then?
They don't carry theirs.
And
Yes.
I've reached out to the city to extend our license over there. They told me it was a fee and I had to fill out paperwork and stuff like that, so I just need to verify with Mary what I need to do and make that happen, so.
And the approval could be pending, the 3 different checks that we
Is this, the tent that will be set up, and is that by invitation, or is that anybody can go and be involved with that? Or, how do people know to go to that tent? Is
Sure.
there...
It'll be, we're going to be utilizing the ticketing system too as well to also track the numbers that are coming in. So we'll be able to run a guest list and say, okay, if we're going to cap this at, let's say 250, that we're not stacking it to 300 or 350. But they've got a pretty robust mailing list of people that have come to their other tastings, so we're going to be starting with that as a primary, and then after that, going outbound to people that may be interested in coming to an event like this. Very similar to what they do with the wine pavilion down at the State Fair.
So Ramcota buys, or rents the tent, and then they get the income from the ticket?
Initially for this year, because of the cost, yes. What we're doing is we're going to partner with them, also because it's a Wednesday night and we have that night open, and we haven't found a corporate partner yet. And they're already sponsoring at the $5,000 level. We figured it didn't make sense this year to, make it harder for them to succeed in the future. So the first year, we're going to kind of see how it goes. They'll absorb the cost and or the profit, and then in future years, we'll look at a revenue share once we know kind of what we can expect out of it.
All the other nights are booked?
All the other nights are booked except Sunday.
What do we charge? Does it depend on sponsorship level already, or is it a flat fee if any?
It's a combination of sponsorship and if they're doing food or not, but it ranges anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 based on what they're doing. Some are providing pop and water, some are providing pop, water, beer, some provide pop, water, and some food. So it's kind of a sliding scale based on what they're going to provide and their sponsorship level with us. Somebody just off the street, it's $15.
And that shuts down at 7 p.m.?
7 p.m., yeah. Because we figured it's going to take about a half an hour to clear out, and then before the people come in. But there's also another gate that we've set up to where if they do have a ticket, they can just scan in at the gate at that point.
Straight
as
into
well.
the event?
And that's not necessarily, that's something we did prior to what we're talking about here, so that's just an added feature to it.
Sure.
So we're not getting any income off of this at all?
Not in the first year, no. But they do sponsor us at the level, at about a $5,000 level, which puts them in the top 10% of all of our sponsors. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Well, I went to the one that South Dakota Wheat Growers had last year, now Egg Tiger, and it was a really nice event. They had some food and some beer and some mics, and I guess that's that area. I think we should keep growing that corporate tent spot. I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
It's gone well for us based on, and that Ag Tegra sponsorship, it worked exactly the same as what we did here. We partnered at a lower level with them for the first year because of not knowing what the costs are. Now that we know what the costs are, we've been able to kind of figure out what a fair amount is, and they've actually increased their sponsorship with us this year as a result of it too. So it might also be a way for us to further increase sponsorships too.
So anybody's going to be able to go to this event, or?
It'll be capped at a certain number, but yes. Yep.
First come, first served?
First come, first served.
How much are the tickets can be?
We're looking around $50.
And the goal is to have it be a true sampling event, not necessarily just somebody coming in and basically just coming in because it's a low price point and they can have some samples there versus supporting some of the other people. We also think the price point will keep the numbers down too as well, within that 2 to 250 range.
I would move approval of the concept based on contingent upon getting all the proper documents signed that you need.
Okay.
Second. I think 50 is going to be a little steep though,
Yeah.
but that's probably good the first year.
Moved by Sutton, second by Gifley to approve the Wednesday night event for the tasting. Approval upon contingent, everybody gets the proper license and insurance and everything. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for your
Good luck.
time.
You want to sit down and
Yes.
That came in, and I'm a little confused on our liability insurance.
There's a new person at the, at that location. It's typically handled by the contractor. 'Cause,
Do we have to do anything with that then, I guess?
Not right now, we're working on that.
Okay,
I've had her follow up on this for me.
Well,
Yes.
it came to me yesterday, and I thought, well, I don't know exactly, because normally we don't have to provide our liability insurance.
It's something that they expect by the host, and
Okay.
so with the new person being in that, with
That's why I just-
that retirement deal, yeah, they didn't understand that the contractor actually is the one that carries the liability insurance.
I just wanted to make sure we didn't have a problem down the road, so we're good.
We're good.
Thanks,
If
everybody.
if there's more information, I'll keep you guys posted.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Jack.
What's John's last
John, so.
Something.
Okay, this will win.
Hoffman? Oh, like
Hoffman.
Hoffman.
Okay.
Well, we're done with Max, we're done with our agenda. Gary, do you have anything?
Just before I came into the meeting, Helm sent the survey of the new building, so...
These are all copies for...
Yep, pass those around, and I'll give one to Chris, too. You requested. Just wanted to let you know that got taken care of, and
Good.
Everything checks out.
everything checks out. As I mentioned to a couple of you, you'll see on there that there's a little bit of siding that's sticking out
I see
past the
that.
property lines, and you can see the dimensions of that, but otherwise we're good.
Do we have to do anything?
I don't believe so. It's been that way for years and years already, and so, but I'll touch base with the city and see if they have any
Great.
concerns.
It's nothing that we've done, it's just...
No, it's been there for a long, long
It's always
time.
done that way.
From what I was told, it sounded like that was originally a flat wood building or something, and now they added that exterior to it, and it just made it stick out a little farther, so.
Lot 6 is ours, right?
Yes. Both lots.
And lot
The
five.
lot 5 is the parking lot.
They're just showing where the building is on conjunction of the two lots.
Property line is, 50 feet from the building? Well, the first one is what?
They're both 50 foot.
Okay, 50
lot.
foot, 50 foot, yeah.
Yeah, 50 by 142.
Yep.
So as you can see, it's a half foot over on the south side, 1.62 feet from in the southeast corner, and 0.99 on the northeast corner of lot 6.
If we're not,
Stick out a little bit.
if we're not doing extensive remodels in there, we don't have to do like landscaping ordinance and all that, do we, on this?
No, we should.
We won't be doing any exterior.
No.
Okay.
Chris, you're taking care of the contract with the parties involved?
You want one of these?
You're smiling, you're shaking your head like...
Well, yes, I am. I mean, my side's done. I'm waiting to figure out what the other groups are gonna do, because it wasn't actually owned by the group that you thought it was owned by. They were buying it through a contract for deed from a separate group, so it's drafted. Now they need to decide. It sounds like potentially the group you negotiated with and the group that you thought owned it might just buy it right out from the other group, or they might just leave it as is and get a credit for what they've paid for their contract for deeds. The good news is, I mean, we have a good, clean deed title, and we know who actually owns it. And we'll be entering into a contract as of now with the actual owners, and they'll be the ones getting paid by us. They can work out their situation themselves. Good. But that's the holdup. I was hoping the closing would be August 10th, but I haven't heard back. My side's done.
Okay.
I've emailed it to all the other folks, and I think they're running it through attorneys, so it might take longer than you planned.
You have a closing in your office,
I
right?
thought we'd just do
I
that.
think that'd be better.
Okay.
Mike Herman from Boys and Girls Club called, just wanted to remind everybody that their contract for concessions ends this year, and so start thinking about how you want to move on that in the future. He's ready to meet to discuss what you may want down the line, so he just wanted to mention that, and they're set for this year, so we should be good to go there.
And then did our ordinance say, do we have to advertise that at a certain point?
Yeah, I don't remember the
This
dates
fall,
right
I
off the
think.
top, but yeah, so after the fair, he just wanted
Year
to
up.
start talking about that, so. That's all I have, except I need an exec for personnel, whenever you're ready.
Just personnel, Chris, you have anything legal or contract or anything, or are we good on that? It's just personnel only?
We could probably, since we're going to exec, talk about contracts quick.
Okay.
I'll move it.
Moved by Hanson, second by Sutton, going exec for contracts and personnel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are in exec. Exec, and there was no action as a result.
And we'll have to let
We
her
did
know.
have
one other person on personnel attend. I'll give that to Max. Is there anything else to come before the commission?
One thing I was wondering is if people got the chance to meet about the HECLA. I see there was a couple deals in the packet, but those were for the Groton. We've been, the HECLA one's in there again with the memo from Sheila saying, can we get this figured out where we...
Well, that's the half, one house in the south half and the...
That's the fish
Oh,
back.
somebody was
the
saying that was
fish
Groton, I thought.
No, that was the one.
Okay.
One for now and one for later.
Thank you.
That was
We
the
are
one
good
that-
to go on
yep.
that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
We're moving
I just want to
forward.
make sure.
Yeah.
One's water,
The
one's
bull-
vodka.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We had personnel, Patty Marshall from Benefit Specialist. She was in for exec also.
Okay.
Got any extra?
I'll let you know when I
Outside
feel
that, there
up.
was no action.
Okay.
There's nothing else to come before the commission? I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second. Moved by Kippley, seconded by Fishback to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned and we will be working on more budget.
Fun.
Thanks, Ed.